We're fine.
Which is it?
I said we are fine.
You're fine. That's a very monosyllabic reply.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Good. No, okay, I can live with that. I can live with that. You have never been a very talkative person.
I can be.
I haven't experienced that, but yeah, that's good. Okay. It's recording. Good evening. Welcome to the day 4 of our, thank you for helping. Day 4 of this Ayurveda course. What's going to happen today? I have a disclaimer. I have never experienced any of these things happening within my body in this life. So all the information that I'm going to share with you are informational, and being an outsider of a living outside of a woman's body, I have given enormous amount of thoughts, observing my mother, my sister, my girlfriend, and always wondered what the hell is wrong with them, why they're behaving and acting so funny and different. And that gave me some ideas, what's wrong with them, like why they act and behave in the way they act and behave. And I'm in a no position to say that I have figured it out. No, neither this Ayurveda course is about bringing you the very intricate, complex philosophy of Ayurveda into your life, and you know discussing Samhitas and Vedas and so on and so forth. But what the way all of these things blended into my life, including yoga and Ayurveda, is I try to think. I try to apply common sense, and then I try to think like how can we bring the common sense into our day-to-day life? And most of the time, this is my understanding that common sense in itself is nothing but yoga. Common sense is spirituality in living moment to moment or day-to-day life. So today, as we're gonna explore into perimenopause, and we might, I might invite you to think, connect, feel some of the things. And I do know that some of you present in this course have passed that beautiful period of your life. It is no more a bumpy ride. You are already have established yourself in the menopause. Some of you are hoping and thinking perimenopause is going to be a very distant reality, which is, the thing about time is it will always catch up with you. I hope that happens much later, and I hope when it happens, you hold a lot of wisdom in you, and you bring um, grace in this entire transition process. But then there are also some of you who might be actually going through this stage. But nevertheless, the information that I intend to share with you in this session, try to share it with your cousins, with your daughters, with your godchildren, but talk about it, share in your way, not in a very theoretical manner, because the truth is the we all deserve and we all must work on how we can enjoy the life journey in a joyful manner. I don't expect easy life, but I definitely expect a smooth life as we go through the challenge and the hurdles of life. Okay. One said that. First thing about perimenopause, menopause, womanhood, I want you to remember, I want you to visualize how does your uterus looks like. Go back mentally to your eighth grade biology book, and you have an image. Now, those of you have forgotten, and you're not a biology teacher. So, for those of you who are a sincere yoga practitioner, what is the symbol of Swadhisthana chakra? It's like a vessel, it's a cup, it's a wall, right? That's a form of Swadhisthana chakra. And then in some books, some scriptures, the uterus is presented as the cosmic egg, the Hiranyagarbha. It's an eggshell. So it will be not a mistake if we say the is like a vessel. Now, my question to anybody who's transiting through perimenopause and will eventually step into the menopause, what happened in your uterus till this in the past 20, 30 years? You have cooked. This vessel was not staying empty. You have cooked or not, but some of you are mothers, some of you have given birth. So you have allowed to bring a life in that vessel. Some of you are still, you have a little soul growing in that space in your womb. Now, what happens when that process comes to an end? What happens to the womb? Do you stop connecting with that space? Do you stop producing things there? The answer is no. You might go through perimenopause, you might be in menopause, but something energetically, that space is never going to be empty. There is no empty space around you. You might not realize this, but something will happen there. Your wonderful thoughts, your creativity, your next project with your kids, or the vacation planning, your next yoga class, everything is coming from a space where this creation is taking place, where you are um, giving it a form. Anything that you're trying to manifest, a good habit, is happening in a vessel, in that womb. So I don't know who said this, but thousands of years back, when they figured out exploring the second energy center from down, so the root center, and then they reached to the Swadhisthana, they named it very appropriately Swadhisthana. Swa is self. Adhishtan means the where the self is resting, residing. Adobe, home. So you will always be here in this space. Maybe your relationship with the pleasure, your relationship with the external world will shift, but you will always be a part of you will always reside in your Swadhisthana. And our business today is about how to relate and connect with this Wala. And I mentioned in the previous session, yoga and Ayurveda came into existence by observing living beings, not dissecting dead bodies. And that makes a big shift. The shift is here, everything is about how do I nurture the living entity. It's a dynamic energy. It's not, it is present today and it will remain like that. Like those of you, new into your Ayurveda thing, you say, oh, this is my dosha, this is my body type. And you think, asta este, this is written on the stone, curved on the stone, and it is how it will remain to entirety of your life. No, it is changing. Every single day is a new day. Every single moment there is a shift taking place, and there's a dynamic dance taking place. So I want you to take a moment to contemplate on that finally, if I'm not in the scheme of giving birth to a baby, what do I do with that energy space that is staying inside my body? What is my relationship with that part of the body? And it's not like, okay, Don't think like that and give me an answer. I don't need your answer. But what I would invite you to do in your free time, start contemplating on this. What do I cook in that energy space? See what is coming up when you connect with that space. And if you're honest, and if you're authentic, and if you're courageous, and if you're insightful, you will come to know that for many, that space has become a trash can, an emotional garbage. All the unprocessed, all the transgenerational pain and the suffering that you have inherited from your grandparents and great grandparents and your mother and the society, every time they said, no, you as a woman, this is nuye boy, nuye bine, they got stacked there. They precipitate, heavy thing, precipitate on the seabed. And that's where they go in collaboration with Muladhara Chakra. That has become um, the closet that you don't open, that you don't do the cleanup, which holds the pair of jeans from 1996. Good luck with that. It might not fit you, but it's still there because you have an emotional bonding to that. So working with Swadhisthana requires strength. It requires something which is a very good positive ego. Now, this is something I want you to understand very clearly. When walking into the spiritual life, many of the teachers, they go very gaga saying, renounce your ego, get rid of your ego. No, if you let go of your ego, your soul will lose the spark. You will not have the ability, the light in your eyes to see through what is happening in your life. We do need ego because then you know yourself, I am. But you also need to have a very healthy, robust ego which is not fragile, which doesn't need a social validation, which can take a step back and say, okay, listen, I'm going to look into my life and bean and Celeste, I'm not just milk and honey. There will be components which are not necessarily very wonderful. I'm going to look at them and see what can I do about them. So that is one of the cultivation, the good number of years when you come to the yoga practice, you do that. You come to the yoga practice, you spread your mat, you're doing your yoga. One day the teacher says, okay, listen, hey, you go back and you sit on the back row. That day you don't do sun salutation. That day you don't do your pranayam. That you think, oh my God, I feel so insulted. They took my place. They moved me from this thing. And this is nothing but the sign of a fragile ego. Or someday you cook something and you serve to your partner, and your partner being very honest and sincere said, "No, listen, Draga, the food that we have ordered last week, it was tasting so much better. Your kids, they're blunt at least. They will tell you that. And then you're like, I spent 6 hours doing blah, 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 and now they are telling me. And you got affected. Why? Because of the ego, which is not strong enough, you know? So one of the part that we want to learn and to create much before we enter perimenopause, because the journey of the perimenopause, metaphorically speaking, it's like an off-road ride on an ATV. It's not a smooth, silky ride. So you need to have a very strong confidence in your abilities and your capabilities and binanceless of your limitations. Without that, things gets challenging. Now, what happens during this period? I want you to imagine now that because you don't have the baby in the womb, not for all of you, uh, the the plita, the wala, is still on the fire because the life force is there. And what happens when you heat up a vessel where there is no vegetable, no water, it's an empty vessel? What will happen?
It burns.
It burns. Thank you. Right? It's gonna heat up, it's gonna burn, there will be some smoke, and there will be, you'll start feeling the heat from the distance. Oh my God, that is changing its color. The same thing is happening to you. The same thing is happening to anybody walking through the perimenopause, because now the walla is empty, but it is still on the oven. It's still on the aragas, and there the heat is coming. So a good part of managing of perimenopause period is learning how to modulate Agni. Agni is the fire element. Now, this is that element which has walked in your life, which has given you the glow, the luster on your face, and the vibrance, the knowledge, the vidya, the insight, the foresight, and everything that it has given you. But if you don't know how to kindle the fire, you can also burn yourself. So the management of Agni Tattva is a dynamic relationship. I guess this is how you deal, right? Back home, when you're burning a candle or a lamp, you don't go unattended. You watch. You keep an eye on it. So, is it safe? Yeah. So that has to happen. So you need to bring your awareness there. Unattended Plita, the vessel which is burning, what will happen? When the heat will go up, which is untamed, which will go up, which will go down, which will go up and down, you will experience the change in what? The smoke. Smoke is what element? Hi, come on, tell me. Yeah, Roxana, go ahead. Hmm?
Air.
Air. Bravo. So the smoke is air. What will happen when your air will go up because your pitta is out of control? The fire is out of control. Air is responsible for what? Oh my God, you all know this. It makes you prilulu. Now you are in your head and you are like slightly, like there's too much of it. And in a tamasic way, you are anxious. In a very tamasic way, you are paranoid. My kid went to the corner shop. Will he be safe? Oh my God. My kids went to study in a different city. Is she okay? Is he okay? Oh my God. This kind of thing. The devil's advocate. The mind functions in all crazy directions. And not only in a psychological way, when the vata element goes off the track, you lose sleep, you cannot rest, you find yourself there are multiple tabs that open in your mind. You're thinking several things, yet in the same time you are very foggy and not clear and creative. So these kind of things will happen when the air element goes up. So what we try to do, we want to bring the fire element down and the air element down. Now, coming back to the same example, there is the vessel which is which, let's say, supposedly you cannot bring it off the fire. It is there. What will you do if it is too hot and it is empty?
Add some water, Avi.
Thank you. You will add some water. You can add some vegetable. You can add some rice and lentils. You can make a khichdi. You can make a biryani, whatever you do. But you add stuff to this. Adding stuff means what? Material stuff meaning kapha, earth element. So somebody was asking what kind of diet should be in this period of in your life. Definitely not salad.
Yeah, it's cold.
Definitely not something which is going to make you airy. Definitely not having the coffee as one of the first thing in the morning. Big problem. So the simple thing, anything that is going to increase fire is a no. Anything that is going to make the air element more all over the place, no. Is this Ayurveda or is this common sense? Come on, tell me. It's common sense. Yeah. So Ayurveda is the science of life. Very common. So the people who created Ayurveda, as far as I know, they were not in any master's program in Berlin University or in Bucharest University. They were normal people, but they were thoughtful people. They observed nature, they understood what to be done. Now, uh, we need to keep in mind that when you are shifting to the perimenopause, there are some tangible physical changes that will happen in your body. The muscles will start breaking down. You will lose the tonality of your muscle. The body will become little not sluggish. The and not poofos also. It will become more soft. It will lose its tonality, right? It will lose its tonality. The You will lose your strength. You won't be able to lift and push and do things with that amount of grace. So it is an indication now the kapha element is leaving your body because there's excessive heat. So the process to increase or to take care of is to make sure that there is enough amount of kapha in your life. And to quite a few of you with whom I have worked, on a one-on-one setup or even in a group sessions, I've told you to eat well. Especially if you are a Vata and Pitta type, I have told you to eat well. And many times I say this, your life will be so much better if you can put on a couple more kilos. And I'm yet to find one person who will feel good about it because they hate me. You cannot go to a woman and say, no, just a couple more kilos and you will be so better. I said, no F way. I prefer to suffer, but I'm not going to put on a couple more kilos in my life. This is not my thing. Yeah. So, yeah. And I actually congratulate when I see some of the students, they put on some weight and say, okay, no, it's good. You are in a good path. You are going to be ushered up. So yeah, those things has to be there. Now, I should also mention this. When I use the word that you should eat well and put on weight, it doesn't mean that you have to go on the other end of the spectrum. No, that is not going to help you. That might push you to a depressive state. So no, that will not happen. That will not do. But you should eat nourishing food. You should have a very clear grounding ritual. Why grounding? Because that's the necessity for the counterbalancing. The vata element is the grounding technique. And now if you don't want to ground, good luck with that. You will chase your own tail all day long. Yeah. This is the people with an excessive vata can be explained in this very simple manner. Majority of them has no problem in their life, especially the one who are living in the West, but they are chasing their own tail all along. Or how we say in Romanian, in the shobolan, in the wheel, hamster wheel. Doesn't matter. So you need to learn how to slow down. Now, when I use the word slowing down doesn't mean, oh, I have to take a rest. Plenty of yoga nidra. And I'll be so grounded. No, that's not what will help you. I mean, if you are a car and if you need to take your car in every 10 kilometers to a gas station to recharge, to refuel yourself, definitely you're a very bad kind of a car, right? You need to learn how to rest in a smart way, but not with a 20 different resting rituals. We will come to that. Um, what you need to work on, please take a note, everybody who is far from perimenopause, you need to also build this one up. You need to do weight training, especially if you're after 40 years. Weight training, weight training, lift weights, but not with a competitive mindset. Yeah, not with a competitive mindset. Not like I am going to do bench press with whatever, double my body weight or whatever, or squat with deadlift and this and that. No, you have to do weight training because of the very simple reason this will help you to build your muscles. It will help you to keep your the bone density in a right place and in the right proportion, and this will definitely be wonderfully good. And in your yoga practice, it's not always about doing Pavan Muktasana 1, wrist rotation and the neck rotation and the little bit of shoulder rotation, and I feel, oh, I am such a great yogi. This will help you to ground your vata. But then there should be a couple of days in the week when your yoga posture should focus on developing endurance. Now, when I use the word weight training, it's not necessarily that tomorrow you go and subscribe to the gym and start lifting weight. Your body has a weight. And with the grace of God, most of you are plus minus 50 kilograms. And that's enough of weight to be utilized to learn some fantastic things. So go into this isometric weight training practice. Adhika, come to the plank pose. Adhika, do the chaturanga. Do chaturanga to bhujanga asana. Do the warrior pose. Extend your stay there. Do the chair or with the support on the wall. Now, this will help you to make yourself feel stronger. And guess what? As you will improve your muscular tonality, or the truth is, as you will delay the decaying process, you will develop more confidence, which is great. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. Yeah, and a few more things that I would like to share with you. Understand why are you gonna have this muscular dystrophy and the body will start fading out? It will happen. You can slow it down, but you cannot avoid it because this arthava dhatu, the element which was initially used in your body to produce the feminine energy, the shukra dhatu, the feminine, the flow, that has stopped now. And that was a prime source that is the prime source of the building block of the body. So now you're not ovulating, so the body is not producing the earth element in the proportion it used to do before. So that's why you need to be extra careful in choosing a program which will help you to develop endurance. Also, in Ayurveda, there are a couple of things that I would recommend anybody entering perimenopause to start having. Please have beetroot, steamed beetroot, or beetroot juice, or how you call this pomegranate, the Romanian name I forgot.
Rodie.
Rodie juice, very important. Very important. Every single day, half a cup of rodie juice you should have. It's excellent. Red color brings nourishment. In those times, people used to think in a very strange way. So they associated red color with blood. Right. And they said, okay, if you're having these things, it will gonna nourish your blood. And I remember giving this advice also to Tamara some years back. I think she's doing that. Are you doing it? Indian head shake. Okay, yeah. So if you're not doing it, go for it. Um, this is good. And then re-establish your relationship with fire. Agni Tattva. Agni is fire. Tattva is the element. You need to bring the fire in your life, but not as a competitive force, more as a luminosity. Anybody who has time, who is really want to work on this, every Friday for the last God knows how many years at Prakriti School of Yoga, there is a free online event of Mahamrityunjay mantra and fire ritual. You should log in and take part. This is free. 15 minutes. Lavinia is doing, sometime Tamara is doing, sometime I'm there. Somebody will chant a mantra. Sit quietly, takes 20 minutes, but bring that energy of fire in your life. It will be phenomenally good. But I also know when I'm telling you this, unfortunately, most of you consider yourself as a senior yoga practitioner, advanced yoga practitioner, but you have failed to understand the yoga is much more than yoga posture. The moment somebody is not telling you high fashion, salutare swarali or sun salutation or headstand, you say, "Oh, why? I'm quite good. I'm busy. I have things. I have to cook. I have to do the dishes." And you keep yourself occupied. And literally 20 minutes, it usually happens between 5 to 7 o'clock in this period. Uh, Join in. It will be good. It will be good. It has saved me big time. Okay. Now the couple of guiding principles, then I want to take your questions, and if you have, if we can get into practice also, but this is what you need to understand. When you are there is a saying in India. It says in Hindi, "Ghar mein jab aag laga, tab chala kuआ खोदने," which means once your house is on fire, don't start digging the well. Which means, in a very simple word, you need to prepare for the adverse conditions, for the challenges. You cannot find the solution when you are already under the influence of hormonal hormonal imbalance. Yeah, Roxanne, I will add you to the bigger group joining from this week itself. So what does this mean? It means there's not much of a difference between perimenopause and menopause. Get this clear. Perimenopause is a bumpy ride. Menopause is now you have shifted to the other side and you need to carry the wisdom, what you have learned and experienced and whatever you want to bring from the past to the present. Yeah. And this is, I'm not referring to in terms of hormones. Okay, some hormones will stop. You will find a little more groundedness. You will experience a little more tiredness. The body has to be nourished and nurtured in a very specific way. Yes, I'm coming there. But there is not a heaven-hell difference. So even if you think you're gonna hit perimenopause many years from now, there is no harm in you preparing yourself for a smooth transition, especially if you are not 25. You are in the mid 30s or 40s. It's a good time to do that. So what will you do? Number one thing, You want to keep your vata grounded. And how does vata gets grounded? Vata hates the bitter medicine, which is routine. Vata doesn't like routine. It wants to wake up and wants to decide, should I have pancakes today or should I make an omelet and should I go out for the coffee? Should I have? It wants to try different things. Vata doesn't like repetition, but that is the medicine for Vata. Routine, routine, routine. So don't try to swallow the entire whale in one go. Cut it into small pieces. Have several small micro habits. Micro habits should become part of your life, like the way you wear a garland. There's each of them, each beads are made of one micro habits, and you can have 108 micro habits that you practice throughout the day. Yeah. So go for that. Vata is this. And then you cannot deal with Vata and Pitta, the fire, by putting things back to back. Okay? Vata has to be fed with some aspect of spontaneity. Now you can say, Avi, you are just contradicting what you said 30 seconds back. Yes and no. I am telling you to have multiple rituals, but also leave room for you to have spontaneous act of joy. Okay? Good. But how can that happen? Let's talk realistically. It's not going to happen if I'm talking to you and I say, hey, Tamara, hey, Corina, Adina, let's go for coffee day after tomorrow around 11 o'clock. I am almost sure a standard reply will come. Oh, listen, day after tomorrow is a very close call. I have to pick up the kids and then they have to drop them. Then I'm cooking. Then I have the medical appointment. I'm going to the gym and they say, how about 15 days from now, on one fine morning, I have a window free and I can accommodate you for that. You think you're living the life of a woman? No. Sorry, but no, the answer is no. You have made your life like a robot, not even of a man. Men are lazy. We don't work so much. But you have become a robot. So, no facciamo asta. You have to have room. In some of those pockets, you have to rest, but not yoga nidra. I repeat, don't get addicted to yoga nidra. Yoga nidra has a very specific purpose. You can journal. You can walk in the forest. You can hold a cup of tea and from time to time coffee and sit in the nature. You can take a long bath. You can do a joyful cooking session. You can do something, a form of an art. You can go out and take pictures. You decide what brings you happiness. Relaxation doesn't have to be always, please lie on your back, close your eyes. In it. So add some of this component. Because when you add this kind of component, you are not only grounding the vata, you are reminding yourself, I am not approaching a dead end street. My life will not end when I will hit menopause. I will just need to find a new poetry in life, and my song will be sung by me in a more different way with a different instrument. No? And you do that. Please do that. This is nourishing. but in proportion. Don't overdo it. Now, this is about the vata and what kind of practices you can do. Of course, on the yoga mat, forward bending postures are excellent to manage vata. So child pose is good, rabbit pose is good, Paschimottanasana is good, head to toe, a hand to toe pose is good. Any forward bending posture is excellent for vata. If you don't have anything else to do, simply bend forward, try to touch your toes, allow your arms to hang, take 7 mindful breaths, especially those of you staying too much on your feet, running around, managing farmer market and this and that and that. Between, go to the kitchen, bend forward, drop your head, few breathing, loosen up the upper body, head up, and carry on, carry on. Tu हमने finished. Oh my God, I haven't seen him since ages. So that's what you have to keep in mind. Vata is easy to balance. Next, moving into Pitta. Now, Pitta, wherever you are in this entire spectrum, Pitta is the Agni, and Agni has kind of corrupted your life because you have been chasing your tail. So, to bring Agni down, meaning remove the word competition from your dictionary and replace that word with collaboration. How can I collaborate? You collaborate now to bring joy in others. You collaborate to bring joy in yourself. You collaborate, togetherness, but not compete. So there is this idea of that I want to win. That has to be dropped. You know, there are many kind of winning process. Sometimes you need to actually lose to win something. This is a good way to practice or to calm or to make the pitta soft. Make a list on your free day. Every person that you feel like punching on their face. Yeah. And that list will be long. So you will need multiple cups of tea and coffee, and it will take periodically start from God knows your kindergarten crush till your office politics. Whoever, every single being that you don't like and you hate, and make a list. And in your meditation, when you do the fire ritual, arunka, unudupaltu, one after another, throw them away, thank them for the lesson they have taught you, forgive them, forget them, forgive them, forget them. Empty your bag, empty your bag. You're too precious to hate anybody. You're too precious to hold any uh, any friction anymore in you. No. Hi. Let go. So this is how you deal with pitta. And now by now, if you have developed this feeling, oh my goodness, God, I will become so moale because I will practice forgiveness and I will bend forward and there will be routine. I will lose my spine completely in this entire process. No, because guess what? You are also doing the deadlift. You're also doing the squatting. You're also doing the plank to encourage the kapha to grow, correct? But not in a competitive way. So no more Ironman or Nustuche. No. So don't try to become a man now. Try to become a graceful goddess. And that brings something to my mind also. So every now and then when you hear me telling you, visualize a goddess, a feminine role model, Um, and I believe some of you can go blank about whom should I think. And with all love and respect, maybe my own mother was abusive to me, couldn't understand what I was saying. Forget about my grandparents. And then I don't have those role models. Sit down, Google, find a woman, maybe on the other end of the world, back in Africa, maybe in India. There are plenty of wonderful women who are contributing even today. They are in their blood and flesh, bringing so much of meaning into their life, into the world. And your role model doesn't have to be Mother Teresa. It can be a businesswoman. But when you look at them, look at the totality. Don't look at the shrewdness in them. Look at the totality, how gracefully they carry themselves. Okay? And remember, not that person, that feeling. You have to remember the grace inside you. Yeah? A woman who's losing the grace is literally losing the luster from the skin, from the body. So, and when a woman loses the luster, they lose the chi, the prana. So it's very important for you to remain graceful, not only to look graceful, to remain graceful. For that, your food habit should change. For that, your ritualistic practice should change. For that, you need to be very careful. Where do you invest your energy? Right? Become strong, but not rigid. Strength of a woman is in the fluidity. That has to be maintained. Now, there is something that you need to know. In India, in Ayurveda, actually, you should also know this, a good yoga practitioner will imbibe Ayurvedic lifestyle. A good Ayurveda practitioner will live by the rules of yogic philosophy. They are inseparable. One is the horizontal line, one is the vertical line, another is the horizontal line. They are both very essential. So Ayurveda, which is a lot about how can we make our life more enriching and meaningful, how can we participate in life at its best, also leads to yoga, which is the path of renunciation in many aspects, if you look very closely to it. And they connect with the understanding of the four ashramas. Ashram means the stages of life. Brahmacharya, the first 25 years of life, where you are educating yourself, learning. Next 25 years, where you live like a grihastha, you are living the life of a householder. Next 25 years of life, you live in the stage of vanaprastha, meaning you still inside the society, you live in the house, but you live with a lot of detachment. You live with the constant mantra of nukantyasa. You live in the house, but you don't say this belongs to me. You don't say the almeo is mine, is mine. No. You hand over the responsibility to the next generation. They do their thing. If they come and knock at your door and ask you advice, you give, otherwise you keep your mouth shut. And the last 25 years of life, they say you live like a sannyasa. You renounce everything. You don't even look at your own kids and think and say, this, they are mine. Sannyasa coming from the word samyam, Roxana, don't worry with this Sanskrit word. Yeah, I'm just trying to impress all of you with some Sanskrit words. Samyam means, the word means equilibrium. The one who has mastered samyam, equilibrium, is sannyasa. So then you look to your neighbors, extended neighbors, everybody is part of your family. You're no more part of a micro family. Gata, chapter close. Now, there is a trick here. This was applied hundreds of years ago when they said 25 year, 25 year, 25 year. Now, everything has messed the cut. Learning process is a never-ending process. You are continuing to learn. You are going to live in the household family for much beyond that, the age of 50. You're going to be invited, that's why, to practice the principle of vanaprastha, detached presence, well before you hit perimenopause. Learn to unplug yourself. When you look at your loving husband or your kid, if not loud, mentally remind yourself they have their own karmic trajectory. And they might be born through me, they might be walking with me in this path of life, but they are not by me. You are not their creator. So you learn slowly, slowly to extract yourself. Yeah. So one day when this change will happen, you will not be tormented. Letting go is a very painful process if you haven't practiced it. You will go into like your claws on the earth. That's the way you will pull when you have to let go. You will die painfully. Don't do this. So slowly, slowly withdraw as and when and if you can. What else do you need to practice in your perimenopause? Because you are taking care of the fire and the air. What yogic practice is the best to manage these two? Pranayam, pranayama, to do the breathing, to expand the ayama of the prana. You will do to create a balance and harmony and to manage the air element. And by managing the air element, the Agni will get managed. No? Do you remember when you went to the mountain and you wanted to create a fire to put a sound? You are not managing only the fire, you are also controlling. Either you're blowing more air to the fire so that it can pick up, or you're protecting the fire so it can cool down. So you control your air. Because if I ask you, can you figure out where is your fire inside? No. Most of you have no clue. But you can know where is your breathing. This is easy. So remember to control your pranayama. Breath retention, both internal and external breath retention. Learn to hold your breath for 3 to 5 minutes. With practice, develop this ability that without a struggle, you can hold your breath for 3 to 5 minutes. If you can hold your breath 3 minutes, you are a ninja. I will give you the certificate. Don't do this during pregnancy, but after that, if you can hold your breath, you can control your mind. If you cannot hold your breath, you cannot control your mind. And it can be visible. I have seen the other yoga teachers doing that. I'm not asking to hold 3 minutes. A simple check. Can they hold 90 seconds to 2 minutes of breath? No. They got panicked up. clear indication, no matter how sweet they talk and how they demonstrate the posture and how they know the flow, their energies are not their friends yet. That's why pranayama. And pranayama is beautiful. It will not require much of a space. You can do it anywhere almost. You cannot blame, oh, I was in Honolulu, I couldn't carry my yoga mat. So what? You carried your body, you can practice your pranayama. I had no space, I was top of the Alps. You're wonderful. All the more reason to practice pranayama. And you practice the second P for Agni, Pratyahara, but not only Yoga Nidra. One Yoga Nidra a day is good. Those of you who have mastered Yoga Nidra and you have done substantial volume of Yoga Nidra, you should move into other advanced Pratyahara. You should do Prana Nidra, learning how to control the prana, how to put the prana into the right stage. Eventually, some of you might even qualify to practice prana vidya, the mobilizing of the chi and the energy. These are not voodoo. You cannot create that. And if you will not do this being a woman, who else will? Yeah. So practice, learn these techniques, and then slowly enter into the dharana practice. As you enter into the menopause, when the hormones are gonna precipitate, you are no more bombarded. You are actually entering into a never-ending vacation, vacanza plakuta. And there you practice dharana, you hold an image and like nothing is gonna disturb me. Next week, I'm not gonna ovulate and I'm not gonna jump on my partner or feel this or feel that. Our life is so wonderful. He cannot irritate me anymore. Tepu Papa is like, you know, that feeling that you got this. Why the meaning? You start celebrating this part. Look at the bright side of it. No more bumpy rides. You're good. And yeah, and do this amount of practice. Okay. Any question? Oh, food. Sorry, an important part. So, what should you eat during this perimenopause months and years of your life? Very simple thing: cooked food, because that will not aggravate vata. Very simple thing, not excessive spicy food, which is not really applicable to any one of you. You eat food, most of you that I know, your food is for hepatita. So continue with your food. You eat very spiceless food. So that's fine. But if you were an Indian, I would have said, don't eat too spicy. You're chill, you're relaxed. Don't eat too much of kartof, not too much of potatoes. And if you're eating varva, which is the cabbage, it should always be steamed or cooked. No raw. The raw food increases the vata. So if you are blessed, if you're having the habit of eating salads, now is the time to slowly let go. Steamed. Steamed food is okay, but not raw. Once in a while, in a lunch, you have a salad and a meat is okay. Never to combine meat and carb. They're enemies for you. So steak and potato puree, no. Yeah? I mean, we are bringing authenticity, I must tell you, I just ate kartof prajes before the class. But you do it what I'm telling you. Don't have to do what I do. What else? Ginger. Have ginger. Ginger is good in the winter months. But make sure not too much. Not too much in the evening. Have turmeric in your day-to-day habit. Keep your intestine and the digestive tract clean. watch your poop. Is very important because I don't know how many of you have a regular toilet habit. You should go to the toilet in the same time of the day, which should be like when you wake up in the morning, not midday and not in 5 different places in the city. You should have same time of the toilet habit. If you don't have, learn how to do that. Ask me, I will tell you there are tools and tricks to do that as well. Watch your toilet habit. Observe the consistency of your stool. Observe the stickiness of your stool. Observe the how foul smell you have in your stool. All of these are very important indications. You know what? Since they have developed this MRIs and fMRIs and this endoscopy and all nonsense, not nonsense, they're wonderful. Sorry, I take my word back. We don't trust that every day, if we watch ourselves, we will know exactly what is happening within ourselves. Learn how to watch and learn to see the tongue as per Ayurveda. And you will know exactly how is your intestine doing on that particular day, whether you should eat, whether you should fast, what kind of food you should eat. All of this. I mean, it's a very complex thing, but the basics you should know. You should know when you have a dry thing, when you have a thick coat of mucus on top of these basics. If you don't know, it's not acceptable. These are the basic yogic, these are the capsules actually. These are the micro well-being rituals. So well-being rituals is not always setting up a bubble bath. Okay? So do these things. And pretty much everybody should avoid the dairy products. This is no-brainer. Ghee is not included in the dairy product, thankfully. And the rest, you should reduce having that because there is also one thing gonna happen as your kapha is gonna go down, you will start developing those edema, the water retentions, puffy eyes. So the body will hold water. So that's the first thing is your solar plexus, Manipur chakra is functioning at a very low energy state, and if the solar plexus is functioning low, that means of course your spleen and your liver collaboration is not good also. That will impact your gallbladder. Binencelas, when the gallbladder is if it is not yet been removed from your body, then you will develop a lot of body pain, especially on the sides of your body. So these are the very basic way of looking at the human architecture. So when somebody comes and tells you, can I have a pain? My pain is in the neck, in my shoulder, and my knees. You already know more or less which organs are malfunctioning. If you're not very sure, of course, we can work it out and I can tell you where you need to focus on. Good. Questions? I stop.
I'm not quite sure the
listening.
difference between Yoga Nidra and Prana Nidra.
You will know the difference in 1 minute because I'm going to give you a practice. I was expecting some wise soul will ask that. What's the difference? Yoga Nidra is the practice of what? Right? Cine plecat? Adina.
Relaxation.
Yeah. What's the difference? What is Yoga Nidra? Tamara, please unmute yourself.
Pratyahara practice.
And what else we do in Yoga Nidra? How this pratyahara happens?
Well, gradually,
What is the mechanism of Yoga Nidra? How Yoga Nidra works?
It's just to put about blank so that you can restart from from a new not level, but it's just to remove things so that you can be free or clear to bring your energies back. So it's difficult to say.
It's a philosophy. Thank you. I need the mechanism. How exactly Yoga Nidra works?
so you
By
detach
moving-
from the senses first. You detach from the senses, and then you go from outside inside.
Any
From
other
the
thoughts?
physical body to the energy to the breath, and then you keep going from outside inside.
We don't go to the energy in Yoga Nidra unless it has already stepped into the some other thing. Okay. What else we do?
by moving the awareness
From where to where?
from the mind to the body. And we are aware of the body, so it's focused on the body, not on the thoughts. So it's
Okay. So all of you give absolutely correct answers in different slices of the same pie, which is very beautiful. So if I add all of these two, there is so much things to learn from you. Thank you. Pratyahara. This is this formula you carry in the on your back pocket. Every time you hear a Sanskrit word and somebody asks you a question, what is it? You start by breaking that word. And 90% your answer will be a very good answer. Pratyahara comes from the word ahara. Ahara means food. Pratya means reverse. Pratyahara, the word literally means reverse feeding. Now, how does this thing happen? I mean, how do we practice this? How do you feed yourself all day long? Not only with the French fries and the food that we swallow, ingest. We feed eyes, ears, skin, smell, right? Taste also. So, in Pratyahara, we reverse feed. But before we feed, reverse, we feed them. So before we invite them for a fasting phase, we invite them for a feasting phase. This is the very crucial step. Okay? We feast, we say, listen, kutvot, kudvre, listen, as many different sounds as possible. Ta, 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 and you do your cling cling, you play this, that, that. After a while, you cannot eat. When you cannot eat and you're in a restaurant, what do? You go back home. You're getting bored, you want to watch a reel. I don't allow you to watch one reel. I give you 1,000 reels. Visualize this, visualize that, visualize this. After a while, what do? You get, I'm saturat. I cannot watch anymore. Then you go inside. So this mechanism is very important. It is not working with the energy directly, but as you come home, home is where healing takes place. Home is where harmony is experienced. Home is where health is. So you return home and you experience all of those things. You feel rested. You don't work with energies. Chapter close. This is Pratyahara. Chapter close. Advanced Pratyahara, where it is a prana nidra, yoga nidra, prana nidra. Yoga is union, nidra is conscious sleep or sleep. Prana means what? Chi, bioplasmic energy, or whatever you want to call that. Nidra, sleep. You want to invite your energies to come into rest. You want to put your energies to rest. How wonderful will that be? My energies, which are all day long monkeying around, I invite those energies to come home and rest. Your batteries will be charged, right? I hope. So, get ready for Prana Nidra. Pachan, Pratika, camera, everybody, get ready to lie on your back. Stay super warm. Make sure that you hear me perfectly. And preferably when you lie down, if I can see you, it will be absolutely wonderful. Because I'm not going to talk to the walls and stuff. Please make sure everybody should cover yourself with a blanket. Remove your watch, smartwatch, jewelries, glasses. In Prana Nidra practice, the minimum metal on your body, the maximum benefit. Adina Braga, Adika Tuvre, you can stay on the side. I don't know in your second trimester, how will you feel? Comfortable? Sigur? You can modify the posture if you need to. And now you spread your legs few centimeters apart. Hands few centimeters away from the body. Put the head, neck, and spine in one single straight line. Eyes are softly closed. Feel the body from head to toe in one single image. Feel the body, the whole body in contact with the mat. Now, bring your awareness to your abdomen. Watch the rise and the fall of your abdomen. As you inhale, the abdomen is expanding. As you exhale, the abdomen is moving close to the spine. Now draw your awareness to your throat and draw an imaginary channel, imaginary pipe, passage between your solar plexus to your throat. As you breathe in, allow the breath to travel from your abdomen to your throat. As you exhale, the breath flows back from your throat to your abdomen. Feel the breath, the carrier of the prana is traveling all the way up and down. Now increase the length of this passage. Allow the breath to travel till your eyebrow center. The breath which has taken the form of Ujjayi. Now, next time when you breathe out, feel the breath traveling from your eyebrow center, traveling all the way down through the left arm, and it reaches to the fingertips of your left hand. Then you inhale through the left hand, the breath travels to the eyebrow center, and you breathe out through the right arm and the right hand. Breathe in right hand, eyebrow center, left hand. Feel with every inhalation how your mind is traveling through these part of your body and the breath as the carrier of the prana. Next time, when you're about to end the breath with the left arm, instead of exhaling through the left arm, you exhale through the left leg. So, all the way from your eyebrow center, the breath travels through the left side of the body, through the left leg. Then you inhale through the left leg. Breath travels to the eyebrow center, and you breathe out through the right side of the body and the right leg. Inhale right, exhale left. Now, next time when you breathe out with the through your left leg, let go of the practice and you become aware of your navel. As you bring your awareness to the navel, observe the prana flowing from your abdomen to the pelvic floor as you inhale. As you exhale, the prana flows back from the pelvic floor back to the navel. Move the awareness now to the space between the rib cage and the lower abdomen. Connect with the movement of the samana vayu. This energy is moving side to side. Visualize as you inhale and your abdomen expands, the prana is going from right to left. As you exhale, it moves from left to right. Move your awareness now to the rib cage. And as you inhale, observe the prana flowing from the base of your rib cage to your throat, towards your throat. And as you exhale, the prana is flowing back at the base, at your diaphragm. Now, bring your awareness to your both the arms and the legs. Observe the energy flowing in a spiral formation from your upper arms to the fingers, from your upper leg to your toes, from your neck to your head. Now let go let go of the awareness of the arms and the legs. Observe the whole body covered under the blanket of the energy. Now prepare to end the practice. Feel the whole body from head to toe. Sense how the energy is flowing within your body. And let go of the visualization. Start moving your toes, your fingers, your head from side to side, and give yourself a nice, good stretch. Turn to any one side and be seated. And you can slowly come out of your cocoon or enter into the cocoon. Your call. Thank you. So those of you who have practiced Yoga Nidra, do you feel the different approach? Can you unmute and share your experience? Both positive, negative, mixed, everything.
It's kind of the same, but to me, it didn't really feel like a sleep. It was more energy. It was energy everywhere. I mean, I felt the body more. I don't know how to explain. It's not really easy to explain.
Mhm.
You feel very relaxed. I feel very relaxed, but in the same time, I really could feel the energy moving or overall energy,
Mm.
more or less like this.
Mhm. Nishta, unmute yourself. You're on mute.
Yeah, it's a different practice. It's I think you feel more expansive, more. It's a different feeling after. For me, this time, I know usually it's different, but this time I don't think I could connect very much with the practice. I was very cold. It's very cold, the room.
Okay.
So I don't think I.
Mm. There is.
Um, for me, I could really feel through the breath the traveling up to the eyebrow center, and this was very prominent, this feeling, especially through the arms and then the legs, and then I came into a state where I was present and where I was not present. So I was, yes, I felt something like asleep, but I always came back
Back.
to this feeling, and it was very intense in the body, and feeling the wrist and all these parts. And this is the difference between, for me, in Yoga Nidra, where you touch, you follow, and you touch the different parts, your fingertips, your palm, back of the palm, just very step by step and very shortly, and to travel around. And here, this is more the flow, this coming in and going out, and traveling around. That is also on this level. It's so just a different energy concerning this part.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Adina?
Sorry, it's more holistic. This
Mhm.
prana nidra. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Iris.
Well, for me, it was a rest. It, in a way, was the same, like Yoga Nidra, but in other ways, it was different. I think more deeper.
Have you felt any movement inside?
Yeah, on the belly, a lot,
Mission
a lot of
accomplished.
movement,
A lot of movement. Okay.
more than usually.
Anybody else felt any movement, Corina?
For me, it was a very split experience. The first part was very intense, I literally warmed up. I felt the energy. But when we started to breathe through the legs, then I somehow lost all the energy and I got cold and I fought really hard not to fall asleep. So the upper part of the body was a very intense experience. Felt the energy warmed up and then going
Mhm.
through the legs. Yeah, it
Hmm.
was something totally different, but definitely more homecoming than Yoga Nidra. It was the feeling was that you
Yeah.
bring the energy home.
Okay. Thank you. Roxana?
I also felt a bit warm up, and especially when you said to focus our awareness to the belly,
Mm.
I felt very warm, and I felt the energy moving up and down. But in the second part, also I struggle with the cold, especially with
Mm.
my hands are very,
Mm.
very cold even now.
Mm.
And it was really more relaxed. I mean, I haven't fall asleep, but it was deeper, yeah, in a way.
Mm. Mm.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. So, when working with the arms and the legs, those of you felt cold there, it is a natural feeling of the cold. So, it's not an adverse feeling. You're supposed to feel that because remember what I have shared in this course or in the yoga course, the that as we get old, we emit a lot of our chi out of our arms and the legs. That's why old age sets in into our joints, in our fingers, in our wrist, in our elbow, knees, ankle, right? These parts emits energy. Um, so yeah, it's kind of normal to feel this, but then this is just the absolutely basic version of the prana vidya, prana nidra. We can add more component to this and things can get very warmed up. We haven't done the full variation of the practice, which would literally might give you even a sleepless night. You will feel very energized. This practice is for your prana maya kosha, for your energy body. Yoga nidra is for annamaya kosha. This is the prime difference here. When you're touching the different parts of the body, you are basically trying to influence the brain map, the homunculus in your cerebral cortex, right? Here we don't have Shankalpa, you don't have such thing. Here we go into this practice purely to recharge our batteries. So at home, if you will do this from this recording or other ones, I don't know, make sure you have socks, you are warm enough. Otherwise, you choose a wrong place to practice. Yes, of course, you will feel cold. Also, this is a practice in some scenario. I will tell you, practice in an absolute freezing cold room, wearing bare minimum clothes. Play with that and see how you can make yourself warm. You can heat up. You can start sweating if you know how to play with that prana. But that is not what is the aim, or don't get to that experiment right now. But this is the experience of prana nidra, which will be essential as we will age, because then energy circulation and energy management is an important part, not just playing with the shankalpa, relaxing, taking a nap, which is good. Yoga nidra has a good role to play, and yeah, that's the main difference. Okay, good. In we do how many sessions? Yeah, one more, two.
Two are left. Yeah, we have session 4, and I think we have 6.
Correct.